the education part of it for the people in my culture. Like I would say African American people, I enjoy educating them and helping them with home ownership. I never thought that I would be able to own a home prior to, being in the industry. So now I'm helping my family, I'm helping my people. And when I say that, I'm saying Black people, African American people. And that feels good because I can remember back in the day thinking I would never be able to do this. And now I'm able to do this, and I enjoy giving them the tools, educating them. And of course, we help all people. But it's a little bit more fulfilling because I know how I felt when I thought I was not able to do it. So just education is so important with letting people know that they can do it. Home ownership is obtainable for you, So that for me is the reason why I do it, is the education. From the banking world to working directly with Chris and the team and just full on. It's boots on the ground, in that war room. So that's how it all started. But that's how you learn. We're kind of just thrown in there, and you're going to learn from hearing those conversations because those deals got to be structured. You got to put them together. You may have to call an underwriter, talk to the processor, and it's just boots on the ground every day. And I love it. I love it. And everything that I know in my life as a team. I'm from a big family. I have 4 kids. We all do things as a team. So I fit in perfectly with Chris and his team. Because everybody, we're a family. We're all in here together. So Chris trained me. Lily was like the captain on the ship, and just Chris was in the office a lot back then. And my little desk sat on the other side of the wall. And I would literally hear Chris structuring deals, talking to people, and I learned so much from him just from him being in the office. I love what I do. I mean, it's not a job to me. I'm educating people because that's really what you're doing. When I go out, I'm having dinner and I'm talking to people about home ownership or credit, and it's just in conversation. Wherever I go, I always try to leave that. You guys, are you own? Are you renting? I always make it a point to bring it up, or just let people know that it's something that can happen, and that's everything for me. It really is. I always thought you had to have lots of money to own a house. I always thought you had to have amazing credit to own a house. And when I was in my 20s and I was raising my children, I was like, it probably won't happen, for me. And then with working at a bank, it's a little bit different because you had to have money. Like the criteria for a mortgage was a little bit more strict than working for New American Funding, I feel. So the loans that we were doing there were a lot of private wealth management and that type of loans. And then when we came over, I started working with Chris, I would see people like myself, working, trying to raise their family, working on their credit, and I said, this is obtainable. I actually went into Chris's office and I said, this was probably about after 6 months of work. I was like, I want to get a house. He said, and you can? You can. And he's like, go pull your credit. Like he's telling me all these things. I was like, okay. I was like, my husband and I, we want to go do all that. And he actually walked me through the process and gave me a pre-approval letter after about 6 months. And I was like, okay, this can happen. And he's like, yes. So that really prompted me to want to help my family, wanted me to help people in general to home ownership. Because we get a lot of people that may not be encouraged, they really don't want you to pull their credit, or they're saying, I don't know my credit scores. And a lot of the people that we work with, that's usually the case. They don't know, or they're afraid to have you pull their credit. And I normally tell people that it's a path to home ownership. I may not be able to issue you the pre-approval letter today. However, I can give you the tools. I can pull your credit. We can start the process. Now, you got to follow the process, but I'm definitely going to be there with you to walk you through that. So I normally try and encourage them to get the complete application. I try to get them started. If there's something we need to do on credit, I'm going to walk you through that. I'm going to tell you what you need to do, and I'm going to be very transparent. Maybe it's going to take 6 months. Go ahead and rent. But please come back. Please call me back. And when you've done these things, we can move to the next step. You may need a co-signer. Let's look at your income. So I will give them my undivided attention. I have a lot of borrowers. They are not ready. But I've given them hope because I've said to them, your credit score is such and such. Pay these debts off. start saving money, and call me. Go ahead and lease the apartment for 12 months, but call me back because you have a great job. You know, we may need a co-signer. So I try to give them hope when they call that phone. I let them know, because a lot of them, they are not ready. They're so far from ready. But I want to instill that hope in them to let them know this is obtainable. And I sometimes encourage them by telling them my story. I let them know. I mean, I'm just like you. I'm a single, mom. I'll let them know those things. I have children as well. So this is very obtainable. You have to do the work, though.
I love that you call it the path to homeownership.
It's a path.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
A plan.
Yeah, we got to put the plan together. It may take 2 years. It may take 3 months, but we got to put something on paper. We got to have goals, and we have to walk through that together. I'm working with a buyer right now, and she is not ready, but she has paid off all her debt. And she called me maybe about once every 2 weeks, and she's so excited. She's like, I'm working on it, Gina. I'm working on it. And she feels good, the fact that she know I have something to look forward to. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get this house for my family. And you are. Right now I can't issue that letter, but you're doing the work. So it's a path. We're working on the path. And you're going to tell your story to someone else. You're going to let them know what you did. Because I told you my story. I'm going to help you, and then you're going to just pay it forward by telling your story to help the next person. So that's why I do what I do. I don't do it for the money. It's not about any of that. I don't do it for that. I do this because I want to help people into homeownership, and that's super important to me because I know how tough it is. It can be discouraging. A home, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Let's work on it together. So that's why I do it.